Once upon a time, there was a weaver woman who lived in a tiny hamlet with her daughter called Nora. While the woman spun yarn all day, Nora would not help her. Nora hated the sound of a spinning wheel, but she loved to paint. Her mother thought painting was a waste of time.
Nora! Nora! Dear, what are you doing? Help me spin yarn.
Just a minute, Mother. My painting is just getting finished.
How many times have I told you that painting is a waste of time? Don't you have any sympathy for me? I weave all day so that we can make some money, and all you do is waste time like this.
But Mother, I am painting for the landlord. He said he will pay me a good fee for it.
Nothing doing. You might sell 1 or 2 paintings to some rich people. How many such people are there in our kingdom? But everybody needs cloth. So many people will buy cloth from us. So spend your time weaving. Come on out now.
This was almost a daily occurrence. Nora would sit to paint, and her mother wouldn't let her. One day, her mother got so angry that she threw away Nora's paints and brushes. Nora sat by the garden crying. It so happened that the Queen was passing by just at that moment. When she saw Nora crying, she asked for her carriage to be stopped in front of the weaver woman's house.
Coachman, stop!
Now stop crying. Oh, is this Her Highness the Queen herself? Good day, Your Majesty.
Good day, my lady. Is she your daughter?
Oh, yes.
Good day, Your Highness.
Good day. You are beautiful.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Why was she crying? What is the matter?
What do I say, Your Majesty? My daughter is extremely hardworking. She loves to spin and weave. I keep telling her to rest, but she just doesn't listen.
Mother?
When I forced her to rest, she began crying. I am a poor woman, Your Highness. Where do I get enough yarn from so that she may spin to her heart's content?
I am so impressed to see such an industrious youth in my kingdom. Why don't you send your lovely daughter with me? I love the sound of spinning wheels, and I have more than enough yarn in my palace. If she weaves 3 roomfuls of yarn, I will have her marry my eldest son.
What an honor that will be for a poor weaver woman like me, Your Highness. Thank you.
But, Mother...
Oh, don't you worry about me, my dear daughter. I am not that old yet. I can look after myself. Go to the palace. After all, Her Majesty herself is willing to take you with her. Go.
So, Nora had to go with the Queen into the palace. The Queen took Nora to 3 rooms that were filled with the finest flax that Nora had ever seen. The Queen said to her,
Rest today, but you must spin all this flax as soon as you ever can.
Yes, Your Highness.
Nora was so flummoxed looking at all the flax that she did not know what to do. She spent the entire day simply looking at the flax. The next day, the Queen was shocked to see nothing done.
Oh, you have not even begun spinning, Nora.
Forgive me, Your Majesty, but I am missing my home so much that I simply could not get myself to work. I am sorry.
Oh, I understand. Do not worry. Take your time.
The Queen left, but Nora was really worried. She had never really learned how to spin such fine flax, and she hated doing it. She wanted to tell the Queen the truth about how she hated spinning, but she was worried that the Queen might punish her mother for lying. Nora was so overwhelmed with worry that she began crying. Suddenly, she heard footsteps. she saw 3 women walking towards her.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
It does not matter who we are or where we came from. It matters what we are here to do. And we are here to help you, my dear, if you will let us.
Help me? How?
We know you do not like spinning, so we shall spin this entire flax for you.
Will you? Thank you so much. How will I ever repay your kindness?
We just want one thing. No, she will not let us. We are too ugly. What were we even thinking? Come on, let us spin the flax and just go.
But...
What is it? What do you want? Tell me.
if we to spin all the flax, will you promise to invite us to your wedding and introduce us to all the royal guests as your aunts?
She won't do it. Look at us, such big swollen thumbs on the feet. Such squinting, hardly seeing eyes, and such horrible elongated lips. She would never invite us. That, too, before the royal family. We are too ugly. You are right.
Of course, I shall invite you. And who says you are ugly? You are helping me in my time of dire need. That is more valuable than all the physical beauty in the world. Not only will I invite you, you shall be at the head of our table, right next to the prince and me.
You mean it? Won't the prince get angry or make fun of us? He might even refuse marrying you if you have women as ugly as us at the head of the table.
If the prince is so mean as to insult the beloved relatives of his would-be bride, then I shall refuse to marry him.
All our lives we've been made fun of, and all we have craved for is just a little bit of respect for all our hard work. Thank you, Nora. Now watch how we shall spin the flax into the finest yarn you have ever seen.
So the 3 weaver women set to work on the wheel. They worked all night, and by morning, they had finished most of the room. When they heard footsteps coming, they vanished. The queen had come to see the progress made by Nora.
My, Nora! How did you manage to spin so much flax in just one night?
Good morning, Your Majesty. Well, I have never seen such finest flax in my life.
Have you been working all night, then?
Truly, Your Highness, the way the flax spins into the wheel is as though by magic.
You must be tired. Rest a while.
I shall, Your Highness. Thank you, but only after all the flax is spun.
Nora had not lied to the queen, but yet had managed to keep her secret of the 3 weaver women. When the queen left, the women returned and resumed work.
I shall wear my dress of red silk for the royal banquet. And I shall wear mine of green silk.
And I shall wear mine of yellow silk.
The weaver women were so excited about being invited to Nora's wedding to the prince. They spun all the flax merrily, and by the end of the week, all 3 rooms of flax were filled with the finest thread the queen had ever seen.
I don't believe it, my dear. This is beautiful. I am so proud.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I shall be delighted to have someone as hard-working and as industrious as you as a bride for my son. Call your mother and let us finalize the wedding arrangements.
Accordingly, a carriage was sent to Nora's mother's home to bring her to the palace. Nora told her mother everything about the Weaver women.
You are not thinking of actually inviting them to the wedding, are you?
Mother, I promised them.
Don't be a fool, Nora. How would the queen and the prince like having such ugly women as guests?
Mother!
Good day, your majesty.
Good day, my lady. I thought it is time we drew up a list of guests. Is there anyone in particular that you would like to invite to the wedding?
Oh, no.
Mother, how can you forget? Your Highness, I have 3 aunts who I wish to invite.
Certainly, my dear. I shall send someone to their home with the invitations.
Your Highness, these aunts are very close to me. They have showed me the wonders of spinning. I should like to invite them myself and have them seated next to me at the banquet.
Surely, Nora. Do as you please.
So, Nora invited the 3 Weaver women, much to her mother's dislike. On the day of the banquet, the door of the hall opened and in came the 3 Weaver women dressed in red, green, and yellow silk. Everyone looked at them, but Nora rushed to them and hugged them.
My favorite aunts! Thank you for coming. Let me introduce you to the royal family. Her Highness the Queen, His Majesty the King, and this is Prince Edward.
Hello, dear aunts. We have seats reserved for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For all your talent and all your hard work and all your help, this is the least I could do.
Nora had them seated at the table and left to greet some other guests. At that time, Prince Edward got there to talk to the Weaver women. I hope you are enjoying yourselves.
Aye, we are, but I wish I could dance. Alas, when you spin, you cannot dance.
Why?
Look at my swollen feet. This is what happens when you run the spinning wheel.
Oh.
And I can't sing.
Why?
Look what happened to my lips because of licking the thread.
And I wish I could stand in a garden at night and look at the stars, but I can't.
Why not?
All the effort to see the finest of threads has made my eyes weak. It happens when you spin.
Oh, no. Nora, darling, excuse me.
What is it?
I beg you never to spin again. Look at what spinning did to your poor aunts. Please.
But...
Do anything else you like, my dear, but don't spin.
Actually, I don't even like spinning. My real love is painting.
Oh, then I shall bring you the finest paints in the world, and you paint to your heart's content.
That would be a dream come true.
And one more thing. Please, let your aunts stay in the palace. They have toiled long and hard. They deserve a life of peace and rest now.
Edward, you truly are a wonderful, kind man.
And in this way, Nora never had to touch a spinning wheel again. She could paint to her heart's content, and the 3 Weaver women lived with the royal family in the palace. Prince Edward and Nora lived happily ever after.